Hey there everyone, it is AJ and it is time for another video. And in today's video, I am going to be delving into this book and creating a creature or fantastical creature based off of real life animals. I'm going to be choosing a fox and a cat and kind of getting to grips with that. And these illustrations in this book are really quite cool. And I'm really looking forward to getting started with that. So the first thing is just getting an idea of how foxes look and things. I think in the end, actually, I didn't end up using the fox as much. I kind of found this other couple of creatures in the book when I was flicking through, and I will flash them up when I get to them, just purely because I wanted something that had like these fluffy ears, which were a bit sort of rabbit-like, but a bit wider than a general rabbit or bunny, whatever it is. And I found a much better tail, because the reason why I went for the fox was because I wanted to have that sort of bushy tail type thing, but I actually found a much better tail. Now, this creature that I'm doing is actually based off an original creature type thing from my Armageddon Androids Series, which is a creature that can actually camouflage by eating certain berries off a camo tree, something or other. I can't remember all of the ins and outs. I'd have to look up it again. And I really enjoyed doing this piece. I've done images of this character creature thing before, which is called Yan. And I haven't really used any references, so they're just really like imaginative pieces. So I thought it would be nice to really instill some sort of real life aspect into this particular piece and draw on animals from the animal kingdom and sort of like have a bit of a merge of these. And that's where I thought of doing the fox and the cat sort of thing. I want sort of the cat feline body, so that it's easier for it to like go on one of the main character's shoulders, and also just bundle up and go into like a little ball and things. And yeah, so here you can see me just refining the sort of foxes and just kind of loosening up really before I get on to the main thing. And I really actually enjoyed this sort of process of doing that. And it was about an hour and a half worth of going through this and doing that, just a few pages of the different animals just to get going, loosening up and things. And I really enjoyed doing this particular piece. As I say, in the end I didn't go ahead with the fox because I felt that it was a bit more it didn't really match what I needed, which was great. It was great for me to find that out during this sort of initial planning phase and doing that. And eventually I will move on to the cats and doing the cats and just kind of getting some sitting poses and things. I mean, I've already drawn cats before because I've got my own cat, Pandora, and which has got a special message for you right here. And yeah, so the cats, again, I just really went through the motions of getting through the actual piece. It just like doing it and going incredibly like just slowly here and then speeding up a little bit with the time lapse. But yeah, and I just really enjoyed, as I say, enjoyed this process. Just getting down, just sitting down for an hour or so and just really doing the actual illustration part of this and just getting on with it really. So I want, as I was talking about the tails before, I really felt that the fox's tail didn't work as well as anticipated, and I wanted that a more fluffy tail. So I chose and found in the book some squirrels, and that is when I got this idea. Now, as you notice, I did actually draw this sort of orb type thing within the tail. Now, in the story, the creature actually has an orb and holds an orb within its tail. I don't really explore that much about what this orb is, and I'm going to look into that a bit further, I think, when I do the story. It's just like a sort of little feature type thing. It was also at this time that I decided that I needed to really look at the head as well of the creature and sort of figure that out. And that's where I found this jackrabbit and the ears, and that's where I really enjoyed doing that and getting the idea behind the ears as well as the face. And then we move on to the final piece, which I really enjoyed making. I first started off, that's how you end up firsting anyway, but I started off by doing the head of the jackrabbit type thing and the ears, and I really enjoyed doing this, and I got quite a nice sort of look to this, and it looks really quite cute, and I kind of wanted to have more of a cat mouth for it as well, so that's where I got that from. The body is kind of a sort of hybrid of maybe a squirrel and the cat with the paws out front so it can sit, and the hind legs scrunched up. And then I used the sort of squirrel's tail in order to do that. I do taper it off towards the rear of the creature later on and do that. And then I came over it with just a bit of a light background and just really fluffed it up. Looking at this, it actually looks a little bit like a Nidoran from Pokemon the face, which I didn't realise at the time that was what it was going to look like. But I am actually really happy with the sort of look of it, and it really does go well with what I was doing. And then I moved on to adding some colour towards the end of this, because I wanted to sort of have it sort of semi-finished. I didn't go like too detailed into the colour. I just purely kept it simple and just a couple of sort of washes over of the different colours just to highlight the different areas and things. And I did do a bit more sort of spherical textures and things for the actual orb that it holds within its tail. The creature is quite fluffy in some respects, particularly at the tail. So when I did go back to do the tail, I kind of did more strandy type fur for that, bit like what you should expect from a squirrel. And yeah, I'm really actually happy with this, and it's not as cute as I thought it could be, but I think it kind of embeds itself a little bit more in the realism that I was kind of going for. It's obviously a fantasy creature, but it's based off of real life animals, and that is what I wanted to do for this, and it's kind of something that I felt really interested in doing, and using the animal encyclopedia book really helped with that, just to kind of like get some ideas. You've got all the animals in there, and you're not necessarily having to look at a screen to do it. This is one of the things that I find I tend to struggle with, is like looking at screens all day and doing more work on screens with that. So having an actual physical book to look at, I felt was better. And here's the final piece. It's not fully finished or fully refined, but it's something like just a concept sort of piece. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll see you later. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. I'm still hoping to try and get this to grow. I am sorry that I did not get around to posting a video the last couple of Saturdays. I got very drained and I just needed to chill a bit and do that. So what I'll say is keep on creating.